Kim Kardashian's right-hand man and best friend, Jonathan Shaban, is no longer in the picture. They haven't hung out with each other since 2022, and Kim Kardashian wants nothing to do with her fake friend, Jonathan. Shaun White is being exposed for cheating on his fiancée, Nina. She's making sure to drop subtle hints that Shaun was unfaithful. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, these two were happily together until suddenly Nina learned the truth. Jennifer Coolidge is being called out for being sloppy at the Emmys. Not only did she leave everyone bored, but she seemed absolutely confused. Despite all of the distractions, Jeffrey Epstein is still making headlines because Americans are demanding that the files are released, whether the president wants it or not.
There are pages and pages of photographs of Epstein with young women, many half naked.
Let's get into it. Let's get into Britney Spears. Now, I've been rooting for Britney Spears ever since she's got her freedom, but it seems like things are going downhill, especially recently. We all know her house is a mess, there's dog poop everywhere, but I thought maybe she's been busy working on her movie. Remember her book, The Woman in Me? It's supposed to be a film, but it looks like the biopic is a disaster. Now, the director of Wicked, John M. Chu, and producer Mark Platt are already attached to the project, and it looks like Universal Pictures owns it. The movie is stuck in limbo because Britney can't keep her hands off the script. Quote, Britney banked a lot of control in her initial deal, but her inexperience with screenwriters, script development, and filmmaking in general is an obstacle in the process. In all fairness, I believe that. I mean, looking at Britney's Instagram captions, I was surprised by the book. It was written so well. It looks like Britney is torn on how much she wants to share with the world within this movie. The insider says, will her fans be open to a warts and all approach to her story? They're trying to figure that all out. They better do it soon, or Universal, who's developing the film, might drop it all together, kind of like they did with Madonna's biopic in 2023. Now, recently TMZ did a deep dive into Britney Spears. They did a deep dive into Justin Bieber and uncovered that Scooter Braun had money that he was owed by Justin, which resulted in really Hailey selling her company to go and get that money to pay Scooter Braun off. Let's just be real, people. Well, they did a documentary into Britney Spears, and they're trying to tell us that Britney is completely alone, that after her divorce from Sam Asghari, everyone in her life started to just disappear.
Britney Spears is in big trouble. Her marriage over. Her family estranged. Her friends.
Well, the family, let's be real, people. The family being estranged, that's been from the jump.
Non-existent.
I'm very much alive and well.
Her husband, Sam Asghari, has filed for divorce. This after an explosive argument over alleged cheating.
Now, the cheating supposedly happened, well, what I've heard in reports is that supposedly Sam had caught Britney doing something with one of the employees, which ended up being Paul, her following boyfriend, who is a convicted felon and has like a billion kids.
The argument was the last straw for Sam, who has at times become a punching bag.
We're told by multiple sources, Britney got physical with Sam.
Her conservative...
Oh, hell. They're saying Britney got physical with... They're making big allegations, and Britney's got a good lawyer.
Leadership is history. She's on her own, and people are alarmed.
I'm mortified. You could get a call any minute. In the state she's going.
The 13-year-long
Wait, why does Dr. Drew act like he's gonna know anything about Britney's personal life?
conservatorship ended with warnings.
One of the recommendations, keep knives away from her.
The Free Britney movement turned into a tidal wave.
Wait, keep knives away from her? Throwback to the knives dance?
Free Britney movement, you guys rock. I honestly think you guys saved my life.
But now that she's on her own, did hashtag Free Britney actually put her at risk?
So roll your boat gently down the street.
TMZ investigates Britney.
Oh, stop there. Not them trying to say that Free Britney caused her downfall. I mean, the conservatorship uncovered conservatorship abuse as far as sending her off to the psychiatric hospital, having her lithiumed up, the money that was being taken. So you can talk about mental wellness, but the actual conservatorship itself was problematic. This comment reads, isn't TMZ the reason that she had her first breakdown in 2008? The paparazzi chasing her with her baby? Now they're making money off of her downfall? Nice. Let's get into Kim Kardashian and Food God. Ugh, I hate referring to Jonathan Shiban, whatever his name is, as Food God. Like, a god to who? Really? I'm not a fan. I don't really like when anyone calls themselves gods or anything, like Kanye or whatever, but that's another conversation. Kim and her old friend Jonathan, the one who we would see on the show with the filler, I would assume that's filler, right? He's got to have a bunch of filler in his face. Well, it looks like these two best friends that could never be separated are no longer friends. Kim Kardashian and Jonathan Shiban's friendship is seeing cracks, a source claims. It looks like it all goes back to Kim's feud with Larsa Pippen. Kim and Jonathan used to be impossible to miss together. If Kim was at a fashion show, a charity gala, a vacation spot, looks like Jonathan was usually there. Larsa's feud with Kim Kardashian is probably the reason why Jonathan and Kim aren't close anymore. I mean, Jonathan's been there for so many years, but as soon as he showed up to a fashion show with Larsa, I think Kim felt like, you know what, I can't really trust him anymore if he's hanging out with one of my biggest enemies. Larsa was once upon a time one of Kim's closest friends before she started to have a bunch of plastic surgery to look like Kim. According to People magazine, their ending friendship was in part tied to Kanye West. It looks like Kanye encouraged Kim not to be friends with Larsa, like kind of positioning Larsa as below them and telling Kim, you know, if you want to become bigger and more famous, you can't be friends with people like her. Larsa at one point even accused the family of being brainwashed by Kanye, so that made it even more apparent that they're not friends. So Jonathan was recently at an event with Larsa. They were joined at the hip, red carpets, vacations, everything. But it's when Jonathan arrived at the same event with Larsa, fans put two and two together. An insider said they were joined at the hip, red carpets, vacations, everything. But Kim's empire exploded while Jonathan leaned harder into Food God. Ugh, makes you vomit. The dynamic shifted. Jonathan insisted to Us Weekly, we're going to be friends forever. We talk all the time. However, the two have not been photographed with each other since 2022. The two people who would always be photographed together and paparazzi together haven't been seen together since 2022. And, you know, Kim is the queen of pictures. Honestly, if Kim got rid of Jonathan, I don't mind. I'm just not necessarily the biggest. Why would anyone be a fan of his? Leave that in the comments below. Let's get into Shaun White and Nina Dobrev. Now that summer is over, it feels like everyone is breaking up. I'm seeing headlines of celebrities break up. My friend down the street, he broke up with his boyfriend. Now that boyfriend is heartbroken. Everyone's breaking up nowadays. I don't know what is happening. It's about to be a single fall. It's about to be a really cold fall. Oh, because everyone's going to be alone in bed. Well, let's talk about what happened with Shaun White and Nina because they seemed so solid at first. They were all lovey-dovey, like 2 weeks ago, and now they've called it quits and called off their engagement. Now, Nina is from The Vampire Diaries, and of course, Shaun White is an Olympic snowboarder. Nina recently posted a video where she lip-synced to a cheeky audio about other women trying to fix a man.
How do you sleep at night knowing people don't like you?
With no underwear in case they want to kiss my ass.
What's your advice for women trying to fix their man?
Yeah. Listen, Bob the Builder, he's got 10 other women trying to fix him too, and you all look like a damn construction crew.
Now, I know Nina used that audio for a reason. I mean, look at the comments. OMG, he cheated. Oh, he effed up. Another comment reads, get her on Call Her Daddy now. So fans are taking the video that Shaun had cheated on her, which would explain their abrupt breakup. Another source claimed their breakup was because of different priorities. But this seems less possible because of their long relationship and their engagement. Like, if you are engaged, you've been together for a while, it seems like you're going through the steps. Like, what priorities are you talking about?
Rumours have floated around about him for a little while. That he's DM'd girls and been inappropriate whilst in a relationship with her. This was them literally about 4 days ago. And she was said to be happy, okay? She's happy. She's got an engagement ring on. All's good. And then the media get wind that they had called off their engagement. and that is verified. I gotta think that he's done something pretty bad, and that the rumours were not just rumours, and most likely true. Because there's just no way in hell a woman goes from like happy engagement ring on, all good, to splitting up, calling off the engagement, and making sure the media know.
So Nina and Sean have been in a relationship for 5 years, and they understand how the media works. So when they were going through this breakup, I'm sure they had a conversation with the publicist, and they went out and said there was no cheating at all during the course of their 5.5-year-long relationship. Nina was recently spotted at the Toronto International Film Festival. She was seen without her engagement ring on, which to me is a sign that Nina is done with him. And thank God they don't have any children together. But I have a feeling that Sean probably did cheat. I don't know what else could have happened here, but leave your thoughts below. Also, like, comment below. Like, a lot of people are breaking up, right? Over here, and let's say a prayer for all the people in the relationships. I hope we can keep it together. Let's get into Jennifer Coolidge. Now, there are people saying that Jennifer Coolidge is on drugs after the Emmys. Okay, I mean, we've seen Jennifer, at least I've seen Jennifer for years now. I, grew up watching Legally Blonde, and she's been the same character forever. So I don't think that she's just on drugs. I think that's just Jennifer. But headlines are asking, is she okay? It looks like she sparks concern after her lengthy, bizarre rant at the 2025 Emmy Awards. Which, what's so disgusting? This year, they started off the Emmys with a $100,000 donation to the Boys and Girls Club, like kids in need. And every time anyone went over their speech, their 45-second speech, every second was $1,000 from the $100,000 they're donating to charity. So we've got Jennifer Coolidge over here with her long ass speech. There's no money to give the Boys and Girls Club anymore. And of course that was a joke, but it was such a bad joke in general. Like, you're watching people give speeches about like one of their peak moments in their career, and you see this little timer on the side going down in money for young children who need money, who are in need. While we've got the richest people in the world all in one room, viewers took to social media to express concern for the wacky way that Jennifer struggled to find the humor in her sketch. A lot of people branded her boring. Jennifer used her time on stage to joke about everything from her use of Ozempic, acid reflux, to her group chat. The 3-minute monologue was painfully boring to those who were watching at home. People love Jennifer Coolidge from White Lotus, but I don't know if they necessarily loved her speech. It's kind of the fad is dying down a little bit. But no, I don't think Jennifer Coolidge is on drugs or anything. I think that's just who she is. One person said, is Jennifer Coolidge okay? What the hell is this bit? Jennifer Coolidge spoke for way too long. Yeah, tell that to the little Boys and Girls Club. I liked the opening, but I'm personally tired of the meandering Jennifer Coolidge shtick. Another person asked, are there people who genuinely find Jennifer funny? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's get into Ellen DeGeneres. Before we talk about Jeffrey Epstein, I want to talk about Ellen. Because Ellen is finding herself in trouble because she's sued over a car crash. Kind of gives me Caitlyn Jenner energy. In new court documents, a driver claims that Ellen ran a stop sign and hit a female driver in a vehicle back in October 2023, 2 years ago. In the lawsuit, the woman was driving her Tesla in Santa Barbara County when she approached an intersection with stop signs in all directions. She says that she stopped at her stop sign and even made sure to check for traffic. She says she was proceeding through the intersection when, without warning, her Tesla was T-boned by Ellen's car, and she was, injured in the process. The woman alleges that Ellen entered the intersection without stopping at the stop sign, so now Ellen's being sued for negligence. She's seeking some money, some of that money from Ellen, some of that Ellen show money. Ellen has faced a string of controversies the past few years, probably why she got out of the US. Bye, bitch. I'm just kidding. Including toxic workplace allegations and her fallout with Rosie O'Donnell. Falling out with Rosie O'Donnell, there's got to be something wrong with you. She relocated to the United Kingdom. Shout out to all my UK babes out there. Hello, guys. Do I sound British? After claiming she was kicked out of show business for being mean. Wow. Because you were a little, what's it called? Bitter. I don't really miss the Ellen show. What I do miss, though, is the Wendy Williams show. This comment reads, why wait till now? 2023 was a bit ago. Normal people filed claims at the time of the incident. Her statute of limitations is running out. That's why. She just sees a payday. Things like these are what makes all of our rates go up. Another person said it took her 2 years to sue for an auto accident. Did she report her injuries or damages to insurance? If not, she will be shit out of luck. Looks like a money grab. Let's get into Jeffrey Epstein. Now, President Donald Trump is not in a good place right now. He is trying to find any distraction from the Epstein files. I mean, no matter which side you're on, literally you can acknowledge that this man does not want to talk about Epstein, which is wild because, you know, I keep up with the Epstein stuff. And when he was running, I remember him saying, like, don't we want to release all the files? Like, what happened to all the files being released? So Epstein has this birthday book that his pal Ghislaine Maxwell put together that includes letters from a bunch of rich and famous people. One of the pages going viral is a letter featuring an image of Jeffrey Epstein, 2 men, and a woman holding an oversized check. It looks like it's from Trump, and it's worth $22,000.
But it's just one of the sleazy birthday messages in the 238-page leather-bound book put together by Epstein's longtime girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. Her contribution? This topless photo. There are pages and pages of photographs of Epstein with young women, many half naked.
Now, one of the letters I've seen pop up on my feed is from Donald to Jeffrey. Now, it's a weird letter. I keep seeing it everywhere, and it's in the shape of a woman, and it includes like a voiceover with some like dialect between Donald Trump and Jeffrey. I'm assuming it's like just made up, but I've never seen a birthday card written like this. It is, I mean, look at the body too. Like, what kind of body is that?
The creepiest thing in this book is Donald Trump's drawing of what looks to be a 13 or 14-year-old girl, where Donald Trump mentions that Jeffrey Epstein's his pal, they have a lot of things in common, and he hopes they continue to share secrets together. And if I'm to believe Donald Trump and MAGA, that drawing is fake, but this letter from Bill Clinton in the book to Jeffrey Epstein is real. What does it say? It's some pablum that compliments Jeffrey on his childlike curiosity and his desire to make a difference. Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein really did make a difference. A horrible difference.
The book also contained pictures of Jeffrey Epstein shirtless, Jeffrey Epstein embracing women, which appears to be a redacted photo of him and Ghislaine Maxwell laughing in a pool. And I don't know if she's wearing anything or what, but there's plenty of photos of women in bikinis partying it up with Jeffrey Epstein.
This cartoon is particularly chilling, given what we now know. Above the caption, "What a great country," it appears to show Epstein giving balloons and lollipops to young girls and then receiving a nude massage from them years later. There are many other photos and notes in the scrapbook featuring nudity or references to sexual encounters from some 50 childhood friends and later high-profile figures. All of the men insist they knew nothing of Epstein's crimes. The book, compiled in 2003, years before Epstein was investigated and charged, still doesn't reveal how Epstein made his fortune or how he became so close to influential figures in politics and business.
Let's get into Taylor Swift, Justin Baldoni, and Blake Lively. I just know Taylor Swift does not like this section of the Let's Get Into It podcast because she wants nothing to do with Justin and Blake, but she's being dragged into it. Now, Taylor's team is denying that she has to go and be deposed for this lawsuit, but there are court documents that confirms that Taylor's set to give a deposition between the 20th and 25th of October, which is annoying because she's got her new album coming out in the beginning of October, so she's gonna have to cross promo, then go to court. Taylor got dragged into the lawsuit whenever Blake referred to her as one of her dragons in a text message to Justin Baldoni. There have also been moments where Blake claims that Taylor was part of helping cast people who were in the movie. There were also moments where she admits that she was part of helping select the music, including Taylor's own music. So I like Taylor Swift. I'm a fan of Taylor Swift over here, but I do think that she's trying to, of course, walk back her involvement. But it's unfortunate she does have several really clear cases of her being involved with this film, which is why Justin Baldoni is able to drag her in. I think it's safe to say that Blake Lively will not be at Taylor Swift's wedding, but this comment reads that Blake is still trying for an invite to the wedding, not after this.
Earlier today, it was reported that Justin Baldoni's attorney said that Taylor Swift has agreed to a deposition sometime in late October. Well, now her attorney is responding saying she did not agree, but will do it if she's forced. In fact, her attorney is saying that Taylor Swift has only recently learned that she's being pulled back into this case once again. In the letter that her attorney filed, he says that she did not agree to testify and has no material role in the matter.
But Justin Baldoni has found himself in some hot water because other people are coming out of the woodworks to accuse him of verbal abuse. Now, I believe this person plans to testify in this case, even though they're not a part of it. They're going to go in and stand up for Blake saying, you know what, Justin was rude to me too. They have similar allegations. Now, I think that Justin Baldoni's lawyers are going to fight this because if they're not directly involved in this case, it doesn't really make sense to have them there. It's like, okay, well, you could pull anyone from anyone's past and find someone who does not like them. But the new accuser claims that Justin was not permitted on set during the majority of production as a result of their experiences together. Blake is also adding on that she wants Justin Baldoni to pay for her attorney fees, which is going to be so expensive. Like, I feel like it's going to be hundreds of thousands at least. This comment reads that this is Blake Lively's team trying to make it sound like there's another victim. It's very sleazy and disgusting. All the online lawyers are talking about this. And you know what? I do think that that is a low blow. If you don't have enough in your own case, then why do you have to go and drag someone else into this? And it's probably someone who it just doesn't like Justin Baldoni, who's excited to go and try to drag him down. Just because Justin may have had a bad experience with someone else doesn't mean that it's relevant. I mean, unless he committed some crime, I totally get it. Like a Diddy case, you bring up like other people who have been essayed and stuff like that, I get it. But like a little a little fighting on set, that's pretty normal. Let's get into Pamela Anderson. I'm a big fan of Pamela Anderson. I think she's had an interesting career throughout the years, and she's really made it out on the other side, but her sons have been terrified about her relationship with Liam Neeson. Pam's and Liam's budding relationship has been in the news for quite some time. While many are happy that they're bonding, Pam's sons, Brandon and Dylan, are keeping a close eye on their relationship. They're supposedly terrified about her dating Liam. Pam and Liam first sparked rumors in July at the premiere of The Naked Gun, and I thought this relationship was completely for PR. They kind of like admitted to that. Family source says that her sons are glad that she seems happy, but they're terrified. Their kids have always seen their mother dive into romances that leave her heartbroken, which is why this time they're not ready to give Liam their approval. Although the kids are trying to be protective of Pam, they don't have a problem with Liam as a person. Oh, that's nice. They're just cautious with any man that gets close to their mama. Liam said that he was not looking for love after the devastating loss of his wife, Natasha Richardson, in 2009. But Liam's friends have now expressed that his attraction to Pam is genuine, so there might be something there. Oh, that's so sad that he lost his wife back in 2009, and they say it's a devastating loss. Let's go ahead and see, like, how did she die? Oh, how did Natasha Richardson die in 2009? Oh, not tragic death. Oh my gosh, traumatic brain injury. Traumatic brain injury after skiing in Quebec. Oh my god, a hematoma. Falling and hitting her head on a beginner's ski slope. Initially seemed fine, but declined medical attention. Oh, 2 days later, she passed away. Oh my gosh. I hope you rest in peace. Oh gosh, this got depressing. Now, I don't think that Pam's kids need to be too worried because I'm pretty sure this relationship was all for PR for The Naked Gun. And I don't know about you guys. I didn't see The Naked Gun. I'm not opposed to seeing it, but I need you guys to let me know in the comments below. Is it worth it?
We were hoodwinked, or at least I personally was hoodwinked. This was a sham. And I was really rooting for them because they both have like kind of sad backstories romantically. But it turns out this was just for marketing. Pam and Liam are not dating. Not only are they not dating, but like they haven't seen each other since those red carpets. And we all fell for it. So I don't know how much of ticket sales can be attributed to their little fake romance, but it grossed 89 million, which is great because they had a budget of 42 million.
Let's get into Sofia Vergara. Now, we didn't see Sophia at the Emmys recently, and you know what? I love Sophia every time I see her around, but it looks like she had an eye allergy. Oh my gosh. Do you guys use like the Citizen app, like the app on your phone that gives you like the police radar? The other day, I got a police radar notification like down the street. Someone at the gym injured their eye. Oh my gosh, I like had to, oh, my heart started racing. I was like, an eye injury is something that so scares me. Knock on wood, pray to God I don't ever want that for me or you. But Sophia has had an eye allergy. She shared on Instagram that she couldn't make it to the Emmys because she had to go to the ER. She had to cancel because she had the craziest eye allergy. She said this happened right before she entered the car as well. You can see her makeup's all done and, aw, look at her. What's she doing? I'm trying to do the Sophia eye. Maybe it's the makeup. Like the makeup that the makeup artist used on you? Sophia also shared a video evidence. She wanted to make sure the Emmys aren't mad at her for skipping out. Here's that video.
Okay. You okay?
Sophia was actually a presenter at the Emmys, so they had to go and fill her spot because she did not make it. It also looks like Eric Dane was supposed to be a presenter but did not make it. He's been diagnosed with ALS. Oh my gosh. Sending health and healing to every single person out there. But let's move on to our next story, which can also use some health and healing. Let's get into Kanye West. Kanye West is getting himself into some legal drama. The guy can't even pay his attorney fees. I don't know why he's getting himself into more trouble. Kanye's being ordered to sit down for a deposition in a lawsuit filed against him by a former employee at his Donda Academy. We all know that Kanye does not like to answer questions in court. The deposition is for a man named Trevor Phillips, who filed against Kanye in April 2024. Phillips claims that he worked for Kanye at Donda and that Kanye would share his anti-Semitic views with staffers, and he once announced that he wanted to shave students' head and intended to put a jail in the school. Kids already feel like school is jail enough. Trevor Phillips also claims that Kanye made a habit of berating and bullying black employees, including himself. He's suing for discrimination, harassment, hostile work environment, and a host of other things, and he's seeking damages. Go and get your money, Trevor. Go and make sure he understands his words has consequences. That's a theme here. People need to learn that their actions have consequences. But gosh, between breakups and lawsuits, like this episode was heavy. I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. It is breakup season. Kim and her friend, Shaun White. I feel like Kim's gonna be single for a long time. Sorry, sis, but it's gonna take a special type of man to handle all that. Yeah, breakup season. So go and be nice. If you're happy in your relationship, go and be nice to them and try to keep it calm. If you're not happy though, this is the time to break up. The world, the Saturn, the something is aligning, and yeah, I don't know what's up, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in next week's episode. Bye, guys.